All right, what's up with the people? This is Ray Azul Sabre, and the title is, Ray. Anyway, maybe that's my name, right? So anyway, I'm headed out to do some things. Normally, that's what I do, right? I get going when it's time to get going. I catnap. It's my circadian rhythm, so I have seasonal, fluctuations, we'll call it, right? So sometimes in the summertime, I don't get as much sleep as I'd like to. However, in the wintertime, I sleep sometimes for 12 and 13 hours a day. I do not have a problem with that, and that's the way it is. Um, when I'm headed out right now to do a couple of things, so, I decide to broadcast, right? I know how to use StreamYard. I have StreamYard. I tend not to use StreamYard because sometimes I feel like that's trolling for viewers. And I also feel like that's broadcasting to too many platforms can be dangerous. That's cool. That's his voodoo. Got a damn Hot Wheel car. Some of these folks, they driving Matchbox vehicles around here. I never have a problem with that. I like to see people enjoying their lives most of the time. I really do. Some of them, I don't like to see them enjoying themselves at all, especially when they're trying me or, they're testing my skills, which sometimes that's not very smart. You shouldn't do that because you'll get blown away. Even riders' caps get peeled. I ride anyway. Right? So anyway, keep on moving. Don't stop. No. And yellow is the color of sun rays and golden showers. Imagine that. No, golden showers should not be yellow. Right? They should be golden. I mean, However, we're not going to discuss that too much right now. that's play for another day. Right? I tell these jokes the way that I do because something tells me I could do improv. I don't know why. I feel like I'd be good at improvisation, right? Something tells me I'm pretty good at that. Just going along with the thing sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. So I know that the city I'm in, I have to go through certain buildings, and some of those buildings aren't in the capital city. They're right here in town. Choosing how to go about certain things, that's not so very easy for some people. Sometimes that's difficult. However, we're all still trying our very best, right? Now, let me explain some things. I grew up in California through my adolescent years, right? So that means that my standards are a little bit higher than most people's are. They just are, and I get that. This ain't California, right? This is Oklahoma. I get it. I know that. And I've been all over this state and all over this town and all over this city and into every reservation that you could possibly go on to in the daytime and the nighttime. And I've been all over this place. Right? Something tells me the graveyard gang is very comfortable here. And should be. I mean, got things to do, right? We got things to do. So anyway, slowly I'll mute notifications so you don't hear that. I'll do all this different stuff. It's tedious to get the damn StreamYard doing what you wanted to do. Then I'm from California, right? So I ride the left-hand lane. I don't do that shit on purpose. I don't do that shit to annoy anybody. It's the passing lane, all that other shit. However, in California, there are a lot of people who make left-hand turns, right? And then you don't want to be clogging the turning lane. You also don't want to be clogging the right-hand lane because there are people who have to make right-hand turns. So, and then swerving from lane to lane is dangerous. It could be some of the traffic laws here are why there are so many accidents. And then the way this place is built, the way it's designed. I've said it before. The architecture here is kind of not. It's nonsensical. So some of it makes no damn sense whatsoever. The rhyme and reason to it is if you're not from here and you haven't been here for a very long time, you don't know which roads to take, which way to go. You don't know that all you got to do is go down this road, you're getting right where you're going. You don't have to get on the freeway. Then here, there's a 35 loop. That fucking loop-de-loop will take you in circles. Right? All kinds of different shit. If you're not from here, that could become problematic for you, your vehicle. You don't know which roads are being patched and paved. Then there are torrential downpours here. So if they just patch potholes and shit, all it takes is just one good rain and one day of just heavy traffic, and all of those potholes return, which means those patches ain't shit. Anyway, I know there are a lot of Girl Scouts here. There are a lot of sweet cookie badge collectors here, right? And then there are a lot of adults, obviously, who were Girl Scouts. And Boy Scouts too. So we have our fraternal orders, and we earn our badges, and we earn our brownie points, and all that other stuff. Boy Scouts of America, something tells me that was or is a big thing here because of, conservation issues and campgrounds and national parks and things of that nature. I mean, that makes perfect sense. However, as I've said before, and I will say it again, my standards are a bit high. They are. I've lived in $1 million homes. I've all kinds of things. Like the police used to come to my house and say, "Damn, you live in here?" Almost like that Remy guy, right? Except he was the post office guy. He was like, answer this tax notice, or back to the ghetto you go. And I've experienced that. I've lived a charmed life. Maybe that's why I'm so charming. Or maybe I'm just a country boy, and maybe that's why I'm charming. However, romance and romanticism and those darn Muscovites. The other day I was thinking about Ammonites. However, I've had that discussion before, and sometimes I don't like to repeat myself. I don't like to keep hammering certain points and explaining things because that shit becomes tedious and tiring. Let me tell you another thing I did. I alienated some of my audience, right? So they say the wrong shit or they do the wrong shit. I'm just kind of strict. Some people will say I'm an authoritarian, not a vegetarian, just authoritarian, right? And don't be mad about that. Don't be angry about that. Some of us are proud of who we are and where we come from. And I made it to where some of you crow's feet can be proud too. See how I said that? That was kind of nice, right? I didn't say I'm counting crows. I didn't say, Jimmy! Yes, Jimmy Bones, right? I didn't say any of that. I said, crow's feet. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. I just passed where I'm going, so now I got to turn around. But my standards are high. They are. My educational standards are kind of high. My living standards are kind of high. My expectations as far as buildings and codes and things like that, they're high standards. Because I'm from California, right? I get it. So I've been all over beautiful, beautiful Oklahoma. I've seen beautiful people, beautiful faces, beautiful places. I've also seen dilapidated places, places that are not just a slum, but you probably don't want to go there at night, and you probably don't want the code inspector to show up like looking for things to tell you what's wrong with your house. Because in this place, the wind tends to seasonally tear shit up. So that wouldn't be quite fair. That wouldn't be right to hold people to certain standards. I mean, they would never pass. Some of them. And this is not to say that the universities and the colleges here don't draw very intelligent people, because I'm sure they do. However, the standards are they're different, right? Even when it's a party, the standards are different. Even, as far as districts are concerned, right? The standards are different. Now, darling Nikki, I like her. I think she's nice. I do. And, you know, I know how to do certain things. Seriously, I know how to go to city council meetings. In fact, I go to those already. I monitor them. I know how to go in there and sit down, though, and listen and not say a damn word. Just like I know how to go into a courtroom and sit there all day long and watch, you know, the system doing what it does. Whether it's filling people or passing people, right? Sometimes it passes people and sometimes it fails them. The system does. And that's kind of the way things are. Because we're in a Bible Belt, or it's tough. This is a tough situation because it's a very mixed lot here. So in some regards, there are people who take it very seriously, their religious beliefs and their moral chast. And then they're surrounded by people who are living wild and free.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. What are we getting for you?
I think I will have a iced caramel frappuccino.
Yeah, grande caramel frappuccino.
Yeah. And how about a venti iced chai?
Yeah, I try. Alrighty.
And can I add coconut milk to that chai?
Yeah, made with coconut milk.
Yeah,
Okay. What else can I get you today?
that's it.
Okay. It will be 13:30. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, when you're dealing with corporate structures, you can expect certain things, right? So you can expect that Starbucks is going to maintain its quality and its standard across the board. They tend to pay decent enough. Their baristas tend to be college educated, and then some of these locations, especially coffee shops and cafes, and especially as that pertains to Starbucks, are places for intelligent people. You can get Wi-Fi there. You can do your homework there. You can study there. And coffee shops are worldwide. I mean, they are places for smart people. Not homeless people, not, people who just need some free Wi-Fi. The library isn't for that either. The library is also for intelligent people. And in many regards, they're running people away from those places, which isn't right. However, that's not quite the point. The point is the standards. Howdy. I'm well. How are you? So my point is the standards. And
This will ask you if you want to add a tip to it first, and then I'll go ahead and scan it. Just pick whatever you.
that's fine.
Alrighty. You need shots for these drinks?
Yes.
You need some. Here's that chai for you.
Thank you.
Oh, here's the longer shot for that. And then here's the frappuccino.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. So, Starbucks tends to be places with high standards. I mean, they're higher standards than normal, right? But then you have to know your constituency, and you have to know the people that live in the area that you serve or that you work in, right? So if you live in an area where the public education system has not done what it's supposed to do in, let's say, 2 decades, let's say they're just barely getting that together, well, then you're going to have generational gaps. You're going to have suffering generationally, right? You want to have children who think they're much smarter than their parents. And in many regards, some of them are. I've seen that in California. And I've said this before, it tends to be immigrant communities that are like that, because some of those first generation immigrants do not speak English, and they don't want to speak English because they have heavy accents and they're embarrassed. They don't want people to know that they're not really first generation Americans because they get discriminated against. And then their children, they run amok because They're the ones that are bilingual. They're the ones that are translating things to their parents. And I've gone over this before. Oftentimes, they're not telling their parents the truth. Sometimes they're not telling their parents anything. They're just doing what the hell they do. And a lot of it isn't right. However, standards, right? So for a while, it was very clean. And then I heard certain people say they'll trash cities and shit. That was the Nation of Islam, if you're curious to know who said that shit. That was Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan said, we'll fucking trash your cities. We'll go into your cities and we will tear and trash everything, right? It was a trip because then right after that, shit was trashed, right? Then I started to look at the garbage trucks and how some of those garbage trucks are not designed correctly, and then how they have different waste containers, and they're still using plastic bags because they're not charging 10 cents per bag like in California, which moved people to paper bags. And then these damn plastic bags are like kites. They catch wind and they fly. We used to fly the damn plastic bags. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. We used to make kites out of those things and take string and run down the street and make fucking wind bags and shit out of those plastic bags. In California, realized very quickly that those plastic bags are bad for business. You don't want those. And they're not biodegradable. Some of them are, they can make them to where a little bit of water and some rain disintegrates those things. That's technology we have. However, that's not the way they're designed. It's terrible. So anyway, standards, right? There are people who move here from other places and they don't want to live around other people because their standards and their living quality is high, and that's what they're used to. They're used to certain environments, they're used to certain neighborhoods, and they need people in those environments, in those neighborhoods that fit that standard in order for their community to thrive, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, should they pay extra taxes? Should they pay extra bills? Well, that's something you have to ask those people in Florida, because Florida is a tax haven, et cetera, right? And then there are countries, there are international tax havens. So you have to know international commerce as well as international law. And if you know that stuff and you know what you're doing, you might be able to cut some corners and get paid in the process. However, if you write off your taxes correctly and you make charitable donations and you are philanthropic, then you can make donations and never pay taxes. You don't have to, because you make charitable contributions. Right? Now, some places, some people might not be used to that. And then there are oil tycoons and stuff like that. Ain't that T-Bone Pickens? It's an oil tycoon, right? Standards, right? So sometimes, normally I don't complain about anything that shouldn't be complained about. And then I don't complain for myself. I complain for other people. Because normally people treat me fairly well, normally. And some people know I'm not to be trifled with. I mean, they know that. However, if you're going to be a lawyer, or if you're going to be involved in any type of law or service industry, which is police, the electric company, legal affairs, senior citizen, nursing, or nursing, period. Anything that is a community asset, you're going to want to be pleasant. You're going to want to meet the standard. Because if you don't, people are going to say your hospitals suck, your fucking schools suck, your damn gas stations suck, right? You motherfuckers, y'all suck. Pardon my language, right? Then maybe I can't monetize this. Maybe you donate to my Cash App or my StreamYard because I can't get paid from YouTube, right? Anyway, people's standards are different, right? And it's similar to how the music is a little different, Then you got the schools, right? And you got them folks on swingers, right? And they swinging, right? And they don't scrape the curb because they got muscle mayonnaise and all this kind of stuff. You gotta know what you're doing. She's right. That's cool. I like to see it. Anyway, standards. Some people, they go to work, they go to school, they do everything they're supposed to do the way they're supposed to do it within reason. And when they get off work, they want to ride or they want to roll, right? And I know all about it. Sometimes we're rolling dogs and sometimes we're rolling rugs, right? We're flying carpets. Do you know how to fly a carpet? You know how to fly some carpet? You might not know how to cut some rug neither. However, that was an inspired transmission by my neighbor because she's riding. So anyway, standards. I have very high standards. My tastes are eclectic. However, they are also refined, and there are people who think I'm bullshitting about that. Like they think I'm pretending. They think it's not real. They think it's not the truth. Right? Like, no, you're no. And some of them like, oh, we like classical music too. Bullshit. No, you don't. You don't listen to classical music. Don't play with me like that. You don't listen to classical music. Now, there are people around here that do, and they enjoy it, and they love it. They probably don't turn it up. They probably don't let other people hear it because of standards. Right? And what are standards? Some people say that is repetitious indoctrination, right? That's Bart Simpson. That's what they used to call it when I was a child around certain parts. It was standards, right? So that means that you are in trouble and you're about to write a bunch of stuff on the chalkboard. Like, I will not disrespect King Meat Man ever again in my life because he can very easily, without trying too hard, if he was snitching, right, he could tear us the fuck up. That's what lawyers are supposed to do. I mean, if I go over here to, ow, and I pursue a damn law degree, and then I stay right here, some of you guys gonna be mad at me. Oh shit, because I'm gonna get paid. Right? I'm gonna drive through your town, and I'm gonna hold. I know the damn codes in my head already. Right? I'm gonna drive through your town, and I'm gonna look for everything you ain't doing right, and I'm going to tear your ass up in a court and get paid. I mean, paid. Not because of my standards, but because of what they wrote down in the damn books already. What is already in the books. What is already written into law. Isn't that grand though? I would say some of these attorneys, right? We don't want to call them lawyers, right? They're attorneys. So anyway, some of these attorneys, if they really didn't like this place, they would just be making money hand over fist. I mean, paid, right? And some of these attorneys don't want to bang you in civil court. They don't. They know they can. They know they can take things to certain venues. They don't have to go to the city council and make certain requests. However, you know why they do that? Because if they go to the city council meeting and they recite what's on the books and it's not acquiesced to, it's written in the record. There is a record, a legal record at every city council meeting. And they say, my name is so-and-so, and whoop, 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 and wop, wop, wop. And, I shouldn't say that because that's a bad word. However, I'm cooling. I got the cool hat and everything. You didn't see me? I'm cool. I told her, I said, I'm chilling. You gotta know how to talk to people. You might can say whatever you want in anyone's face and get away with it if you know how to say it. If you say it correctly. Right? So anyway, lawyers, they tend to know what they're doing. And when they have a slam dunk case, I mean, there's no way to lose. The only thing that can ruin that is their client. Right? So some people, they're like, no, you lost that case. You did this, you did that. No, I fired my attorneys. I told them, you're going to end this right here because those particular officers were not in the wrong because these stupid fuckers from Indiana keep trying to swat the fly man, right? I'm Spanish fly. I jazz them up, right? They keep on trying to swatter the fly man, the fly guy, or whatever. That's a scary movie, so be careful with that. I heard someone talking about that the other day, or speaking towards it, remarking about it. Standards. So some people, their standards are high. Some people, their standards are low. Some people, their qualifications are high. Some people, their qualifications are low. So if you move to a place like from California, this is the thing, right? So some people, they want their kids to move from California to places like this because immediately they're creme de la creme. Immediately, they're at the top of the food chain because of the standards and what's already on the books. And then some of us, we love books. I mean, we love to read. This isn't anything new. Most children, they start out that way. They love to read. They love to learn. They love to, they're sponges. And so sometimes when your kid talks a certain way, walks a certain way, behaves a certain way, it's because of your parents. No shit. Sometimes it's because of other kids. However, the standards, right, they're going up, which is beautiful. As the educational standard rises in the primary grades or in the elementary grades, I think they're elementary here now, as opposed to primary. I haven't seen a junior high school. There are middle schools here, high schools, and then college. So it's different. However, standards are also different. And as they educate these babies and they learn and they realize, they're put in awkward positions because by the time they're teenagers, they're normally much smarter than their parents. I mean, just much smarter than their parents. Then their parents have to get menial jobs. They have to do regular stuff. They have to do laborious jobs. And, some of us weren't born for labor. Some of us were born to lead. Some of us were born to roll. Right? That's Master Ace Incorporated. Right? Some of us are sitting on chrome. For real. But some of us were born to roll. And then, roll with me, Henry. Roll with me, Henry. I knows everything. You can't remember all this stuff. And that's how I don't like proving that my brain is kind of big. I got the big head. That's why they keep calling me Yakub, right? He's cool. He's a cool guy. He invented the white race and all this other stuff. Okay, cool. That means those are my babies. And some of them like my hot head. How about that? They don't want yours. Some of them don't, I promise. Not all these women are out here trying to get their dread on. Some of them ain't attracted to that shit at all. Some of them don't care if you're a damn dog neither. So boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Boo! You know what I'm saying? It's still MD special time. You think that's changed? It's not MD special time? Yeah, caterpillars and fairies and dancers, right? That's why they keep saying, all of them are gay. They're fairies. Look at them. They're ballerinas. The Q dogs are ballerinas. They're dancers. They're prancers. Hey, you got to be careful, right? Because some people don't like seals. If they're from Doggerland. And then they say, oh, we be dogging them hoes. You know what I'm saying? And some of them, that's a very, very nasty concept. If you don't know who you think you're dogging, because all dogging ain't dogging, and all dogging ain't mad dogging, and all dogging ain't dog fighting. Nah, you got to know. Some people, they don't want to know that stuff. And they don't want to know the codes and the secrets to the kink community. They're doing just fine without that. They're doing just fine being very, very nasty with their wives. And they don't need nothing more than that. They don't want nothing more than that. They're not entertaining no polyamory. They're not entertaining any sort of multiple relationships. They don't want that. They don't need that. They're very happy with their wives. They're very happy with the woman they chose. They can do anything they want with them. And together, they will. It's important sometimes to do that. So anyway, I got to run some coffee up the stairs to a person. So I'm going to leave my telephone right here for a moment in the community in which I live, where I don't feel like all these people are bad people at all. I don't, no matter what the maintenance person says about their children. I don't believe that. I believe most kids are actually pretty good. Most of them. There are a few bad apples, right? And a few bad parents. However, most people, especially in southern areas, they really, the standards are different. However, they're not inappropriately raising their children. And I know that because I was a southern boy. I'm a southern boy. Anyway, after these messages, I will be right back. All right. So standards. What is another way of describing a standard or what standards are? Standards are based on expectations. So it means if you have a certain set of standards, you have a certain set of expectations. Then there are the books, right? And the way things are supposed to be according to those. And then the people who make it their profession to make things better. However, some people are saying to themselves, well, that's how that gentrification works, right? The gentry, the people with the high standards, they show up and displace the people who may not be so special, or or maybe they're specialized. They have specific specifications. However, outside of that range of things, they're not. It requires a team. So I get that. That's okay. However, the standards in the area that I presently reside, they're not low. There aren't. And then there are the people in the surrounding community that get tired of certain things. I mean, they tend to be homos, right? And when I say homos, I mean homeowners. That's the way to say it, right? And I've said this before. And see, I'm not supposed to do this. You see why sometimes I probably got in trouble in school? Was because I'm kind of clever. And as such, I'm not always paying attention to things the way people want me to be. However, I tend to notice everything. When I say I notice everything, I mean every detail. And people know me for that. I've explained that before. I can notice one dead pixel on a damn 1080i fucking LCD, or let me think about that, LED display. I can do that. I've done it. I went to return a television for one dead pixel because I can't not notice it. And then when I do notice it, it's there forever. I can't not unsee it, and that's an issue for me, right? I sometimes people don't like that. They say you notice every blemish, and that's why we can't be ourselves around you, or that's why we feel like you're judging us constantly. Sometimes I'm not judging them. I'm judging the environment. I'm judging the standards. I'm judging the system. I'm judging the infrastructure. And of course, this is all a reflection of its people, the people in the community. So where you see dilapidated areas, you tend to know that there are dilapidated people. We'll call them dilated peoples. How about that? Instead of dilapidated peoples, because some people might not even know what that means, right? You're talking about the bandos? Yes, I'm talking about the bandos in that regard. So anyway, standards. And some people, the only way that they maintain the moral codes and their standards is by every Sunday meeting at their temple of choice and together, creating egregores, creating tupas, right? And then trying to control giants in doing so, trying to control cause and effect, right? This is the same thing, Indian Native Americans. Do we still call them Indians, or are they Native Americans? Because they're not first Americans. You want to know how I know? Don't make me tell you how I know they're not first Americans. Because I'm mixed too, just like you. Boom! So anyway. Okay. They do the same thing, right? So let's say just because you're in a drum circle and you just because you do that, right? And then certain things may or may not happen based on that. That's the same thing people are doing in their church when they sing, when they go through the hymns, right? The hymns, right? The hymns. Right? That's for virtuous and virginal women. Right? It's called a hymn, a hymnal. Right? It's based on something special. Don't tell them I told you that, okay? Now, standards, right? There is a book of spells. It's called a hymn book, right? It's called a hymnal book. I know how to use those books. I know how to read them. I know how to make all kinds of things happen using just that book, right? The Holy Bible is also a book of spells, right? The Psalms and all these songs of songs and, right, all these particular books that are poetry, right? And some people, that's their hoodoo, right? There's hoodoo, you voodoo bitch, right? You voodoo bitch. Right? Right? And that's Sam B, right? That's Sam B. Hoodoo, you boodoo, bitch. Right? Uncle, 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 uncle. So anyway, standards. There are many ways to read the book. There are many ways to learn to cast spells. There are many ways to spell many things, and spelling is spelling. Which is why they call the Bible the living word. It's all magic. All of it. Your magic's not more powerful than my magic. Want to know how I know? Because my magic is all the magic. All of it. I've cracked every code, right? That makes me the mystery God, right? Some people, they love their mystery God. I promise you they do. They're not playing with you. They'll keep it a mystery, right? We'll play Mario Brothers. We'll see what's in this box, and we'll see what's in this box, and we'll see what's in this box, because it's the mystery God, right? Maybe I'm good at geometry. Maybe I'm good with a compass. Maybe I'm good with a square. Maybe I paid attention in, what was that? That was middle school. That I was taking college AP classes in middle school, which means my standards were kind of high, weren't they? Like the standard I was held to, that shit wasn't normal. And here's the thing about that. So when you get put in those accelerated classes, now what do you think if I would have just stayed with the dumb kids? Straight A's. You don't think so? Well, probably not, because you don't know how to behave. You have a behavior problem. Nope. I'm me, and girls like me. They get distracted around me. Sometimes it looks like they're not paying attention to what they're supposed to be paying attention to, because they're sucking on their pins, and twiddling their hair, and all those other signals that let you know that we can do the twist. We can do the twist. And then some people say, "Nah, man, you caught in the twist." And see, you gotta know who you're talking to, because some of you people never will be my friends. We just ain't gonna be friends because of my standards. Got high standards, you know. And maybe some of these girls that are doing very well now, they want to be doing very well in 10 years from now or 20 years from now, because they're hanging out with the wrong crowd. Just like their mamas and their teachers and their pastors and everyone told them, no, you shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be hanging out with them. And you'll see pretty soon when they turn you into a whore. And then some of them say, no, we like it. We want to be that way. Jezebel's powerful. We want power. We like it. We want to ride a dragon. Some people want to ride a goat. Other people want to ride a dragon. Right? And then there's the Philadelphia church, right? That's biblical, isn't it? A lot of things that are biblical. And then there's the bibliography, right? Some of those so smart. I mean, they were so smart, right? They're smart. I tell them, like, no, we don't do that. We don't read that. We don't learn from that. Why are you telling people not to read? Why are you telling people not to study? Why are you telling people not to learn? That's something. And then what did I have to do? I had to throw the hip hop in there. I had to, wiki, motherfucker. Look what it says. It says the spaceship. It says the dragon. And it says wiki. And this is Wikipedia. And this is wiki etymology. And this is Wikipedia. Right? And wiki. And wiki. Shut up. That's what bothered me. I was watching grown men telling other men and children not to read. Telling them, no, we don't use that. That's not a critical source. We don't use that. We don't pay attention to that. We know that that's full of flaws. And we know that isn't accurate. And we know that you don't know shit, because you never made it to the bottom of an article, smart ass. Then it shows the bibliography. Let me tell you some of the best books you can get. It's Barron's books. Those books are the she's neezy. Want to learn about nature? You know what else is good? Some of the Department of Interior and Department of Wildlife, their books. They have books, and there are thorough. However, you have to have gone to a fucking campground to know that. And then the library's at the campground, which I have done while you're talking that shit. Oh, you're in the mountains by yourself. I could have been jigging it up. Trust me. I could have been a dancing machine. They love me. When I go to camp, I go to camp. And they don't wear no chonies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hot out there. Don't get it twisted. Maybe they're not hot, but maybe it's hot out there. So they don't wear no underwear. And then I can go to the nude camp. Let me tell you how I can go hang out with all those old birds, those wild, wild birds, right? I can go out there with them, and I don't have to wear no underwear. Just like I don't have to wear no underwear at Black's Beach. I be at the college, and the babes be everywhere, and the old ladies be everywhere, and we just letting it hang. And I done said it before, like normally when I go down there, I don't go down there by myself. I have a very beautiful woman with me. Right? They're looking at her, and they're looking at me, and she's naked, and I'm naked, and we're moving. The only thing is they brought children down there, and that I did not like. I will not agree with that. I don't like that. I watched it. Some nudist colonies feel like, well, that's nature, that's natural, that's, you know, they have to learn, you know, bodies, they have to learn sex, they have to understand that it's natural, and if you feel that if there's something wrong with that, then something's wrong with you. However, no, there are pedophiles who also sit on that same beach and watch these kids. And that is a part of life. We have to, you know, some people feel like, well, to be absolutely in tune with nature and tribal as you can be, you have to be naked. There's no two ways about that. And then I was discussing Mind of Mencia and spirit chuckers and how some of those spirit chuckers are from the Philippines. Right? Just like we utilize the spirit of the bird to create the bow and the arrow and the projectile, you know, led to, you know, gunpowder and explosive projectiles, et cetera, which you can learn the evolution of projectiles and weapons and how nature inspired all of it, right? Which means that TNT is gunpowder. Don't ask me how I know. Anyway, let's see. Go to the library and learn, read, study. That's what I don't like about the moles. I'll slap the shit out of them because they were telling that at the same time they're trying to sound smart. They're like, oh, the Bible is this and the Bible is that. Does the Bible condone rape? Does the Bible this? Does the Bible that? The Bible's the most evil book. Right? All this other shit. Right? But you're Muslim, and Muslims say you can have sex with 9-year-olds. So what the hell are you talking about? It's very, very, very chaotic, right? And some people don't like that. They just don't. They're always in order. They don't want no chaos out of order. They're always in order. And then some people, they will order out of chaos. What does it mean? It means some of these chaotic people are being given an opportunity to get their asses in order and in line. And if you miss that bus, if you miss that train, it'll take a long time for that one to get back to the damn station for you. Right? So anyway, I've explained that, you know, Donald Trump, he talked to his people, and Barack Obama talked to his people, and, you know, they activated people that were disenfranchised, and they fired each other up, and the problem with that is that, you know, nothing. If Barack Obama brings criminals to the table and says, come on, man, you're activating GDs, you're activating vice lords, you're activating people, you're activating folk, right? You're militarizing the vote, you're doing all this other shit, right? And then Donald Trump did the same thing. It was like, well, you talk to your criminals, you talk to your people, I'm going to talk to mine. I'm going to talk to these crazy, crazy white boys, and we're going to do the same shit. We're going to activate them, we're going to make them able to vote, we're going to fire them up, and we're going to make sure that our standards are also respected. See, standards. What are your fucking standards, right? Because one minute you're all on the Trump train, right? We're getting money and it's an independent business, and it's, you know, those two women. sugar and spice, pumpkin and ice, right? Helping y'all get business loans and all that other shit, right? And then, of course, Joe did the same thing, right? You let you get your damn PPP loans, and you let you get your damn business loans, and you let you get your money, and he help you get some money, and that's why he's not getting rid of your debts. Because you guys have been juicing that system for a long time. You've been applying for fucking legal aid. You have been applying for student aid, and you've been using that money on everything except college. Some of you have been using those loans, those school loans, for how many years? 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. And then there are people like me who couldn't even get books. Right? I had to wait until the next semester and be on academic probation and all that other kind of shit, right? And or wait in a very long line at the library when I had an infant child at home that was screaming and keeping me awake at night. All of these different things, right? Then I gotta go to school. I gotta buy my supplies. I gotta get my X-Acto knife. I have to buy my presentation boards. I have to do all these different things. And you know who was helping me? Nobody. And at that time, you know, whether or not I had access to bricks is no one's business. However, I did not have time for that sort of shit. I was trying to go to school and raise my children. Well, my child. All right. Okay. So I get it. And I certain things you think I'm against you, and actually I'm right there with you. And that's why for some of us, we seem to be having a communication problem. And some people, they still think they can dominate me. And okay, this is what he said now. So he's a switch, girl. He's weak. They thought they walked me out the door, right? You walked the vampire out of the door. All you gotta do is tell him to leave. You demand that the vampire is not welcome, and he has to leave. Oh. When I tell you I can huff and puff and burn your house down, I mean, it ain't hard to do. Anyway, standards, right? Because that's the focus of this discussion, is standards. Some people's standards are high, some people's standards are low. So some women expect the best, but they have high standards. You have to be able to afford them and their tastes. I mean, shit, you value them because they're who they are, right? And then I know. Some of us, we're used to dowries, right? We're used to, well, we are supposed to inherit this and that because we're taking your daughter, right? And she should add and not subtract from the wealth in my family. Some people really do believe that. They marry up. They're supposed to, and there's nothing wrong with it. They will marry with their own kind. They have to be careful because they don't want to do that too closely, right? But then in Oklahoma, you know how many kissing cousins it is out here? And I've said that. South Carolina, too, is like that. There are a lot of kissing cousins. There are people who have babies with their cousins and shit like that because they don't leave. They don't leave those towns. They've been there for generations and they ain't going nowhere. They're staying there. And as such, after a certain amount of time, there's no way not to inbreed. Right? And then I've bred animals, so I know all about inbreeding coefficients, hybrid vigor, etc., etc. But I've also planted a lot of plants, and I've also raised a lot of birds, and you know, I'm pretty good at what I do. Some people, they want to play breeding farm with me. They really do, because you know, it's exciting, right? So anyway, and I have fun doing what I do. Sometimes I'm just the farmer in the now, right? And you don't got to be lonely in farmersonly.com. Just don't bring those other people over here with you. Don't do that. And I totally get it. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't, right? They don't want white people in their areas. They're like, these are our houses, this is our neighborhood, this is our land, right? My grandmama's and everybody live right here, and we're surrounded. Well, sometimes you are surrounded, and sometimes you aren't. Sometimes you're surrounded by your own people, and they're the reason why your houses ain't worth nothing because you don't understand assessment and property values. You don't understand how to raise the property value collectively in order to make sure that when you do repairs and fixes on your property, that your next door neighbor property value goes up because it's a neighborhood. Oh, goodness. Why does he do this? Well, because I would like to see some of you babies doing well. I really would. And you know this stuff, right? Some of you go to the farmer's market, you sell your bean sprouts. Right? You got little bunny rabbits and stuff for sale. And that's very cool. However, who buys those bunnies from you? Other people who know the value of a damn bunny. Some of them, they just want to buy those bunnies for their daughters. And then other people know that if you're not careful with a bunny, it can bite your finger off. They have very sharp teeth. And not all bunnies are nice. There are bad bunnies. Oh, see, it's Dolph Avenue. You know what I mean? Dolph Avenue. It was right there. Pretty cool, huh? This ain't Tennessee. Tennessee. And I remember when I was singing that song to you guys, what did I say? I said, Mr. Wendell. Hey, 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 Mr. Wendell. Because I can hear what they're saying. Now I'm riding around in my cowboy hat. And today they're like, oh, he's Sancho. He's Sancho. He's not Don. He's Sancho. He's Sanchez. No. I am a world teacher. I am the world teacher. I am a communicator, and I am a person who elevates the standards in order for the community to grow and develop. Next time you put a damn glazed donut next to my car because you have a problem with growth and development, you don't want those particular folks to show up at your house because they're devils. And maybe you guys don't know what you're doing because you're playing color games. Which means technically over here, the folks are pi groups. Over here. How do I know? Well, it's symbols, babe. You guys playing color games, and some people we know what we see. Right? They said the 8 ball is cracked. Who cracked the 8 ball? Anyway, I mean, I could keep doing this. It gets boring to some people. However, here's the other thing. It doesn't matter what the numbers are, right? Because your hands give you away, baby. And I test you folks and you people. You people. I test you people everywhere I go. It's just kind of what I do. As I had a friend, I made him, he was pretty cool. And I think I told this story, right? We were trying to get around the damn piss test to get a job. And so, some people, they touched us and, they grabbed us or whatever, and piss went all over the place. And me and that white boy, we stood tall together. When I tell you we got a warrant put on that motherfucker, who thought he was running things, we put a warrant on his ass. Anyway, I know how to do this. That's why I got friends in low places. And they don't forget me. They don't. The same as some people, they're waiting for me to return to the oldest spiritual church in Savannah. They're waiting for me to go back to the place with the cosmograms and the dungeons, the secret passages, and the secret markings that tell you how to find secret compartments in a specific church. And I started to go back there. I even told one time I got pulled over and it was like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "To Washington, D.C." And he was like, "Why are you going there?" And I was like, "To see the president." He didn't like that answer. He said they had a whole bunch of questions about that shit. That was not a reasonable answer. He didn't like that. So anyway, um, you know, maybe I've got a lot of friends. Maybe people they remember me. Maybe people say, you know what, he's been through a hell of a lot, and he's still here. How the fuck does he keep doing this? He's untouchable. He's unfadable. Right? Here's the thing, though. If you're right enough times, and if you do right enough times, and if you help people to understand, even when they're police, right? If you help them understand where they fucked up and give them a chance to fix that, they'll never forget you. In fact, some of them will go out of their way to do for you what you did for them, which is to save their careers, their lives, their livelihood, right? Making decisions that say, okay, well, this was the city's fault. That was the city's slip up. They fucked up, right? And whether it was the way they trained you, whether it was your post certification, whether it was, your standards as that pertains to terrorist organizations and Islamic groups, or whatever it is, right? But I heard certain people and what they said, right? They was like, listen, we fucked up. That shouldn't happen to you at all, ever. You. That ain't to say we're sorry for what we do to everyone else. But what happened to you, we're sorry. And we didn't mean, we fucked up. Give us the opportunity to fix that. And so, me being the gentleman and the scholar that I am, that's what I did. I forewent a lawsuit that would have been a landmark suit. I would have been so paid, and especially in today's climate. Oh shit, I would have been paid, right? And I would have changed certain laws, and that's where I had the problem, right? It's not just me that's going to do this, right? If I change what's in those damn law books on my own behalf, for myself, because I speak legalese and I know what the fuck I'm doing, that's going to cause for all these other people to do the same shit and to cite that case and to cite that casework and to say, shit, he beat the qualified immunity clause, right? He beat it. So what about us, right? And then that's going to fucking go back in time in certain cases. Like there are people who are going to want their cases tossed out of court. There are going to be people, all kinds of different shit. They're going to cite my case, right? Me versus the city of San Diego et al. And all these damn, police officers, right? They'll be required to get personal insurance. And if they shoot somebody, then their personal insurance company gets sued and blah, blah, blah. And some people say, well, that's a good thing. We want that. We need that. We should do that. However, that's going to stop some of those people from saving lives. They're going to say, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not going in there. I'm not defending that person because I could get sued and I could lose my pension. I could lose everything. And I'm not doing that. And I totally understand that. Shit makes perfect sense to me. Would you want that the police then do not show up when you fucking call them? At all. Some people's like they don't show up anyway. Their response time is blah 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 fucking blah. And that's because you live in a gang area with AK-47s and all that shit that chews through bulletproof vests. Right? Don't think they beat me because they didn't. I'm telling you, I dropped that case. I told them the same as I've had cases dropped against me. Right? They choose not to pursue. Right? Or whatever nole prosecco situation or whatever it is, right? Nolo contendere, right? No contest, right? Okay, I'll make sure to go in there and tell them it's no contest. Well, you did this and you did that and you did this and yeah, I did do that and no contest. You know what the fuck I'm going through. You know what my situation is. You know why I did that. And, I could ask you to scrub it. I could ask you to fix it. I fixed it myself plenty of times. However, you know what? Maybe people need to know that. Maybe people need to know right, that I'll kick your fucking door down if you fuck with me the wrong way. It's very difficult. And I try. That's the thing, though. It's not because I'm submissive that I try to understand. Submissive people don't understand. They don't try to understand. They're hardwired that way, right? I try to understand because if I don't want to hurt people who don't need to be hurt, and I don't feel like all police are bad people. I think some of them are cool as hell. I've been to Las Vegas. I see this one cop. And out the corner of my eye, he was getting it. I was like, okay, you ain't supposed to do that. But whatever, right? Enjoy your job, man. Shit, you work the strip. You work the beat. I mean, that's some people, they can't just be Officer Pac-Man. Not fucking Pac-Man. I mean, who the fuck liked Pac-Man? Nobody liked Pac-Man, right? That did Pac-Man dirty as fuck, right? And you still don't remember it? Frogging them? You say, who you tell, Holmes? Who you fucking tell, Holmes? You people don't pay attention. I think I did something damn honorable. And I think that I told them what to do next. I was like, look, all that money you guys owe me? I promise you owe me a bunch of money. How about you fucking fix these libraries? How about you, put some money over here, put some money over there? Because I could have just knocked your ass out. And they lowered their heads and they say, yeah, you could have got us. Shit, we were got. We were scared. Right? And my lawyers, they were like, see, we told you. We told you he's not like him. He's the one. I'm saying he's the one. He's not like them. He's not gonna hurt you. Even though you pointed all those guns at him and he made these songs and he could have destroyed everything. And people showed up. They tore the damn city up. And I know all about that stuff. I really do. I can't talk about it. I can't tell you about it. However, I know certain people were sitting in the damn courtroom when I was there. We ain't gonna say who though. See, I just say who anyway. It's okay. I feel like I did what was right. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't feel like I did the wrong thing. I don't feel like Radio Raheem. Right? Some people, you're Radio Raheem. Right? Some of us have seen those films, but I feel like I did the right thing, and that in and of itself is worth its weight in gold to me. Also, I made a lot of friends. There are people who say, you know what? Nobody else would have did that. I don't know any person that would have did that. And because of that, we love you. You protected my brother. You protected my father. You protected my family in that regard. And then there are the fraternal orders of police and these different clubs, right? Some of y'all aren't welcome. And, you know, whatever. It's standards, right? So if I go into your country club and then I try to bring all my friends there, and then we try to take over your country club and we try to ruin things because secretly we're see, and some people they say that's what the Masons do. They're infiltrators. They go into people's organizations and they destroy things from within. And that isn't true. Maybe at one time during the French Revolution or whatever it is, that was what they did. They just infiltrated organizations and tore them down from the inside in order to rebuild and all that other stuff. But some of these Masons are good people. I mean, if you even read the damn conspiracy books about it, they're like, those people are being controlled by a hidden hand and they don't know what they're doing. And the highest degree is the third degree. And as soon as you become a master, you are a master of the third degree. And guess what happens in court when you know what you're doing? Hell yeah. You give a motherfucker the third degree if you know what you're doing. That happens in court. Because you don't know what a court is. You don't know how courts work. Right? Courts are royal institutions. They have their damn what is it called? Their standards on the wall. Their seals are on the wall. It identifies them, it tells them where they're from and what they believe. And then there are commonwealths. Right? There are commonwealths. What is a commonwealth? Well, some people say it's a communist society because it is a commonwealth, which means you do everything for the greater good. Right? We all do things together in order to thrive and rise together. Those who do not fit with our creed and our standard and our seal need to go from here and go to another town where they fit better because we right there on the wall tells you who the hell we are and what we believe in our court. Right? It is a royal court. Right? Now, you can play, what is that game, Civilizations? That's Sid Meier's. You can play Pirates. That's another pretty cool game. You can play Railroads. That's Sid Meier's too. Something tells me Sid is pretty smart. Or you can play Crusader Kings. Crusader Kings is fun. Crusader Kings is cool. It's a different kind of game. And it's interesting. And you'll learn these things. You'll learn about standards. You'll learn about creeds. You'll learn about, heraldry. Right? It's heraldic. Right? You learn who your friends are and who your friends aren't by paying attention to standards and heraldry. Right? So like I said before, and then some of these smart moles, and they think they're moles and they're Joes. That's the problem with them. They don't got no mojo because the moles and the Joes, they're going to get along. They don't got no damn mojos. Woo! Shall I continue? Yes, they want me to keep going. I said, can I kick it? I said, yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm gone. Go on there. Can I kick it? For all my people who quest like a tribe does. Anyway, you don't want it with me. You really don't. Unless you do. Some of you dirty girls, you really, really want it. Very nice. That's cool. You like celebrity. Maybe that's true celebrity. Maybe that's true superstar status. Nice. Let's keep going. See where this road takes us, right? Who knows where the road is supposed to lead? We got nothing but time. Yeah! Woo! So anyway, you're talking to yourself, mister. I know. That's why they're listening. The ones that are listening. And when they feel like I'm talking to myself, right? They try to mirror me. They try to compliment me. Which is very nice. Shit. I know what I said. Some of it is tension, and some of it they want some healing, sexual healing. They're like, please, doctor, take me to the promised land. And that's cool. You got no problem with that. Well, some of you I do have a problem with that. It doesn't want to take you to no damn promised land. Some of you. But some of you, oh, I want to take you there. Anyway, very soon I'm going to turn around. Not because this is a sundown town, and not because I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just because this evening, even though I'm having a cup of chai, I think I'm going to make the attempt to retire early. They're like, fucker, you're retired early. What are you doing? I'm telling you, I ain't been on welfare like that. I'm telling you, some of us ain't had free lunch our whole life. We ain't had free meals like these other people, right? We don't want to say it that way. You fucking people. You guys been riding the system and getting free meals, feeding your kids for free, and all that shit. Not me. Why do you think my life was just a tad bit more difficult than it could have been? Well, if I had those couple of little pennies and nickels to rub together like some of you thieving ass, system robbing, I don't know, fake student loan taking, default judgment loving, sons of butches. Notice I didn't call you sons of no guns. Sons of butches. I called some girls butches yesterday. Did you hear me? I said, you butches. What are you talking to? You butch, you bull dykes, you. Right? And so she was like, no, look, I'm telling you. I like you. And I want you to spank me. I want you to spank me. Some of them, I mean, it's difficult. Some women are, and men too, they're difficult creatures to understand. Unless you can hear what they're saying, and then it becomes a dance. Right? Me and that baby, you think I don't know we were dancing in the damn 7-Eleven? It was a dance. And she was like, when I move, you move. No, actually, I was like, when I move, you move. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? But we were square dancing, and we were line dancing at the same time. Right? And it was pretty cool, right? Because we are also doing the waltz and the foxtrot together, right? It was a pugilism thing. However, she's not Catholic, so she don't want to play chess with me. And that's why I try to tell her, like, I'm looking at her like, you should play checkers. Right? Checkers is easy to just say, king me. Like, that ain't difficult. But she was like, no, I prefer chess. And I tried to let her know as calmly and politely as I could, like, you're not equipped for that game though, baby, because you're not Catholic. And so as much as you think you understand that game, you really don't, because that is a very Catholic game. Chess is 1,000%. Try to tell me I'm wrong about that. You can't. It's fact. 10,000%. There's no other way to see it. If you did not know that, or you didn't see it that way, you'll definitely see it now. You definitely understand that now. The game of chess is for people who understand Catholicism clearly. Period. Point blank. And then standards. So we did a dance, right? We did a little foxtrot. We did a little, we did a little waltz, right? And if you were there to see it, it was actually beautiful. Now, the person at the counter there, when I was you know, when he gave me the receipt to my water, he don't have to wear no badge on his chest. And I think he knows I know that. Right? He handed me a receipt. He's working the cash register. Unless he's working that cash register under someone else's ID, which that's not allowed, and the company will fire whoever allowed that most of the time. Um, he gave me a receipt, which means I can identify him no matter what. I mean, I don't want to do that. And that's why the only reason why I'm not going to call the corporate office on that 7-Eleven franchise is because that young man was doing his fucking job. And he was doing his job well. He was dignified. He was quiet. He was respectful. He didn't say anything wrong to me. He was in no way aggressive. None of that. And he watched a vampire dance with a, you know, who she is. What he watched he watched the vampire dance with his reflection, right? With a reflection. And they say vampires don't have a reflection. And there have been places where I've looked in mirrors and there were no reflection. I mean, I definitely could not see myself. And that's very interesting. However, again, I will say that if you were there to witness that particular dance, and you know who got to see that dance? Not only the people there, but whoever owns that store, because we was all in front of cameras and shit, weren't we? Right? But it was actually quite beautiful. It was finesse in its finest, at its finest. Um, and in every way she could possibly tell me. She was like, man, ask for the number. Or, what? So she could shut me down? Or she could say, you lose! Right? And that's what she felt like she did. She walked me out the door. She tried to play Mortal Kombat with me. Like, she walked me out the door and all this other shit. And then, do you know what me and the people who were there did? We politely and gently held the door open for the woman that was pushing a bunch of damn, a little supply cart or whatever the fuck that was. We held the door for her. Right? We allowed her to exit. And she still bumped into me with that damn cart. Right? Which technically that created a circuit. And I told her, you touched me, so that means I touched you. Right? You can't touch me without me touching you. There's no way to do it. And then my energy is outer G and energy. It's all of the G's. So anyway, when you hear these people that say, oh, we're G's, man, I'm a G. What are they saying? They're saying they want to know what's inside the G building. Somebody told me that. You need to go down there to the G building. I said, are you talking about the Scottish Rite Temple? He was like, how do you know? I've been in there before, dummy. My family been in there before, right? In fact, I go to gym fairs, and before it was popular, before they were being all cool and all this other shit, everybody is wearing these bracelets now, right? Before, do you remember? And that's why I said y'all don't like PM Down. They in that one wide nose caricature. That's why I don't like rap, because I feel like they're caricatures. They are different sketches. Might not be the right sketch. They're kind of sketchy. Some of us don't like chicken scratch. And then there's Palo Mayombe, right in the bundle of sticks. However, does he know? Well, it has a lot to do with the bun, and I said that already. Pretty cool, huh? I think so. I think Miss Jackson thinks so too. I think she called me cool in my face. She was like, he's cool. He's pretty cool, huh? Yep. You want to know how I know? Because I was there. Then I turned a hotel into a haunted hotel. I really did. And it was cool. So many people enjoyed that experience. It was like, damn, what the fuck is going on? We don't know what to do. We don't know what to say. What is the hell is going on around here? Like, I do that on TV too. They're confused. They're like, what the hell is going on? And some people, they love it. They're like, man, this show is, please don't stop. Please keep going. Ain't that what some of these girls say? Ain't that what they say? They say, please don't stop. Keep going. And I say, okay, baby. I might have to put you on autopilot for a little while. Man, I'm telling you, I'll sit right there and I'll play video games and I'll read a book and I got remote control and a Swatch watch because I'm Dick Tracy. I know how to do this. I know what I'm doing. I promise you. Some girls, they can't ride with me. They definitely can't ride in the car with me because all day is playtime where I'm from. When I want to shock you. When I want you to be gray with me. I know how to shock you, ladies. I know how to keep you coming back for more and more and more. Yeah. Because sometimes I'm Batman and sometimes I'm Catwoman. So, whoa, man. Whoa, man. And see, that's the problem. Because some of you cowboys are actually cowgirls and you like to wear boots and you love this culture, but you're really girls. And I know that. And some of you cowboys, you want the spanking too. You don't want to be spanked. And some of my women, I teach them to spank you, bad boys. I teach my girls to spank. I sure do. I think that makes me pretty damn cool. I don't know about you. I don't know how cool some of you guys are, but I'm cool as a fan. Right? No, I'm not a fan. I'm something else. I'm the star of the show. Nice. So anyway, standards. This evening, I'm doing what I always do. Say I'm driving down a long country road. It seems to me that no one's watching my videos. It's zero. I'm so sad. It's made me so sad. Why not watch me? You let all those other people be popular and make them think that they're so cool. And you make me feel like you don't like me. Right? It makes me Marquis de Sade. I had one girl. She was tall. She was like 6 feet tall. What I tell you, she tried to dominate me. She tried. I mean, I guess she thought I was switching. And maybe I have multiple personalities, so that's why they think I'm switching. Because I switch to a different person sometimes. She had interesting insight. She had, like, I swear, she had teeth in her vagina. It was crazy. It's like, shit, this Venus flytrap or something. You got teeth in your cooch. Right? But she told me certain things. She said certain things. I heard what she said. And you know what else she said? She said, I love your sadisticness. It was like, what turns you on is interesting. It's And that's how I know she was a 42 faker. Right? 42 fake, right? And the flea flicker. She tried me though. She thought that I'm not the master of the universe. I told her, um, you know, you don't know who I am, baby. Then you know what they did? They told me, they said, come to our club. You are the leader, and we have whatever job you want in our club. What club was it? It's called Club X. Right? See, there's the House of Black, right? And then there's Club X. Right? But that was that at that time anyway. Who knows if that's changed? They were like, we're looking for a treasure, and we're looking for this, and we're looking for that. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's a different kind of environment because you know what it is. You know what it is. When you're doing things a certain way, some people they just yeah, it's an honor for them to kiss the ring. They're honored to kiss the ring. What ring are we talking about? Well, there was a young lady who was telling you guys on TV what ring it was. It's a ring of fire. However, some people are honored to kiss the ring, right? And we'll say they're also honored to kiss the hand. In their males and their females. I mean, you know, it's not just, you know, some people want to be baptized in holy water. Right? Some people want to be initiated and want the bishop's magic wand. No, but that's not who I am. I'm someone else. It scares some of them though. They are so scared. They're like, I got it. I figured it out. I know who he is. He's the Pope. Right? They're like, he's the Pope. They ain't trying to figure it out. And, you know, that's cool. That's the thing, right? Sometimes my sadisticness, my sadism, it turns people all the way on. They're intrigued because they know that in very many regards, I'm not bullshitting at all. Not one bit, not one iota. And they love and respect that. They really do. And I mean, I think he would get your ass without thinking twice about it. I'm saying, that's what I think about it. I'm saying, and that's pretty cool, right? I mean, shit, you know. And that what Miss Jackson said? She said that's pretty cool. I watched some dancers at what was that? Hilton. Yeah. And the thing about certain hotels is their draws for conventions. Right? Their underwear for conventions. Certain conventions. Some of them are very, very nasty conventions. They are nasty conventions. And then, some of them are very innocent conventions. And then Britney Spears, right? She's not so innocent. She really ain't. She's a bad mammer jammer. For real. And I could watch her dance all night. I could sit there and just watch her. She don't got to sit down. She could stay lit. I could watch her for real. And some of you people, she's sharing her life with you. She's sharing her talent with you on live television, on live Instagram. You know, you call her crazy. She's got mental problems. She's something wrong with her. No, she is a firecracker. For real, for real. I don't think she has a problem with that either. So anyway, we're hoping that the transmission is not being delayed or, you know, any of that sort of stuff. We're hoping that we have a clear signal here and that, you know, there are no gaps in the transmission unless we want gaps in there. Right? Some of us, we like gaps and we like to shop at the Gap. And you might have a gap in your teeth, and some of you, you have gaps between your legs. And that is so very, very, very nice to see. Brittany. Not the girl that I was dancing in the 7-Eleven with. I mean, Brittany, the spear chucker. Something tells me she could swallow swords too, if she wanted to. So anyway, right, to those people who like that big band music, that big swing music, right? And then I play the songs for you first. Isn't it so eloquent? Because first I post the stuff there, and then I put the music there, and then the music says what I just now said, exactly the way I just now said it. And can you, I bet you can't do it like me. Bet you can't do it like me. And that's why I can go where I want to go, and I can do what I want to do, because I've proven my point. Right? I've proven my worth. I've proven my value to society. And I've proven that I'm actually quite the socialite, right? I've proven that I belong in high society, looking down my damn nose at certain people, if that's what I want to do. And some of you do that too. Now, I'm not judging you for that, because y'all been saying certain things about certain people. Don't get it twisted. Some of you are right, and some of you are wrong, and some of you are very right. You know, until you're wrong. However, I'm not really always right. All I gotta do is wait or look into it or say, what did I just say? Or I know what I just said. 100% I know what I said. I know what that means. Just because you don't know what it means doesn't mean I don't know what it means. Because maybe some of this stuff is not so very puzzling to me. It just isn't. It's not. Some of this stuff is not puzzling. I figure it out very quickly. I calculate fast. I mean, the answer to the question, I calculate quickly. That's the answer. One of them. That's Mary Kay. And I help them remember, right? Some people that like, man, I forgot about that. Salute your shorts. Yeah, that was, I love that, right? And what come on after salute your shorts? Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Right? Remember that? I don't even remember some people bringing up Eureka's Castle, right? That's Magellan and them, right? It's the dragon and, you know, the girl wizard with the moon hat. In what is the name? Abermelon, right? Merlin. Why did Merlin wear a dress? I wonder that sometimes. Why some of these Catholics, they wear cloaks. They wear count capes and all this other shit. And I don't wonder that at all. Yeah, don't. You wonder that. I don't. I know why they wear that stuff. Right? And here's the thing. They're like, well, shit. If you can do it, we can do it. You can figure it out. We can figure it out. That's not. I'm not going to keep telling you. That's not the way that works. Some of us paid our dues a long time ago, and then some of us we're very special. I do believe that certain of the Native American tribes are also having that same conundrum. Right? They don't hate Christians, they hate Catholics. You think I don't know that? Which is interesting because then they be in the Irish pub and they hang out with different people and all this other stuff, right? And they got German friends and but they're not qualified. Their initiations are not helpful to them. And, in many regards, they were right about very many things. And I allowed them to prove that point. And they say, you know what? This man's going to figure this out. And when he does, he's going to fuck them up. The same as you did when you tried to get me to fight your battles for you against the police, a great many of whom are Catholic. A great many of them are Catholic. In fact, you didn't hear the old stories about how a lot of those Irishmen are cops. They're police officers. I heard through the grapevine, right? That's a California raisin joke. You purple people eaters. Okay, that was a California raisin joke, right? Let me tell you another thing. I know sometimes some of these, there are people and they are stopping everything they're doing to have a listen on the clock. Woo-hoo-hoo! That is so funny. It is. But hey, it is what it is, right? I'm telling you, once we start having fun together, once we start enjoying life together, and I don't mean like all together, like just one big melting, mixing stew. I don't mean that. I mean like once the people who know and are situated and equipped for this sort of thing realize that now's the time and we're having fun. Well, then life becomes so much better. Right? We prove who's civilized and who ain't. And then I make all your dreams come true. Right? Why? Well, because of pseudoscience. It's pseudo. It's pseudo. It's pseudo. Right? Don't step on my blue suede shoes. Because I'll tear your ass up. Step on my shoes, I might shoot you in the face. That's how that goes. Oh, I'm in the club, step on my shoes, shoot you in the face. Right? So your shoes cost $200. What happens if my shoes cost $800? And they're suede. Right? I got some things on, and them jokers are expensive. Well, I got some handmade gaiters or something on my feet, and you step on my shoes. Well, then I might have to show you my clackers. I might have to clack on that ass, right? And some of these girls are like, oh, we can make a shake. We can clack. We know how to clack that ass. But what if I like milk? If I like my girls? Maybe I like milky. Maybe I like them, the right consistency, the right texture, right? What if I like them very pale and very gothic? Or what if I like them, off-white? What's that called? Bikina? Something like that. Something tells me some of these girls are going to start throwing their panties out the window again. I was looking somewhere they were doing that. They were throwing their underwear all in the road, right? Laundry in the road. That's what they did to Elvis. They threw the panties at that man. That's on stage. They said, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Keep throwing them chonies, baby, and I'll keep doing this. Because he wore a cape too, didn't he? He was a count. See, you know who I am right now? I'm the nutty professor. You haven't figured that out yet? I'm the nutty professor, motherfucker. I'm on that juice. And I can talk to animals. See? That's Chapel again, Chapel. Oh shit. So that's what you're doing. You guys are trying to make me a big gizmo, right? Well, can you hear me? Sometimes I'm out here with the Fraggles, and some of these Fraggles, well, no, not the Fraggles, I'm in outer space. Right? The outer space people. Right? Yes. And who we don't like. We don't like the gorgs. We don't like those gorgs because one of them is blue and one of them is pink and one of them is brown and they're chasing us and we don't like them. They're boggers. See, I know how to curse. I know how to talk shit. I should have said, you know what? You boggers are tripping. What you gonna do? I know how to tell you in your face. People, I'm telling you, some of these older people, they are so fucking clever, they're intelligent, they're smart, and they're trying to tell you shit right in your face. I was like, you know, you damn boggers. You damn jive turkeys. Turkey, you. Oh, shit. Such a wonderful life, right? I mean, I'm really, for the first time in a very long time, seriously, honestly, for the first time in a very long time, I'm enjoying my life. And I have so many people to thank for that. I love you so much. I promise. I really do. I love you for that. Because you allowed me to be me. You allowed me to be myself. And because of that, so many of you, I want you to be who you are too. I don't want to ruin that for you. I don't. Some of you are really, honestly, truthfully so beautiful to me. Sometimes I can't tell you in your face, so I have to tell your grandmother. Right? You are so beautiful. And your grandmother is beautiful too. That's why I tell her that she's so beautiful, because look what she made. Look what she made. Oh my gosh. Whether it was your daughter, through your daughter, whoever did that, but that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Some of you don't understand how to get a woman if you want one. Some of you really need to go to their grandparents and through their parents, but usually through their grandparents. If their grandparents accept you, it doesn't matter who doesn't, unless they die. That can be difficult. It hurts very badly, especially when you love those persons, not those people. Because then that's the other one. You old people. No. Um, that hurts very badly because some of them, they just do not make them like that anymore. And then you have to hope that their grandchildren or the babies that they raised, when they finally realized things and got the picture, that they instilled those values in their grandchildren and their children. Some of their recipes and some of their recipe books and the things that these women enjoy, that whether it's baking, making cupcakes, making muffins, or whatever it is their grandmothers who showed them that. It was their grandmother who baked cakes for them. It was their grandmothers who fed them. It was their grandmothers that taught them to value themselves and tried to lead them right and tried to teach them right and tried to bring them into the churches and into the temples that they were not accepted in before for whatever reason. And it is their grandparents that are doing that for them. Normally not their parents, because their parents either aren't qualified, don't know any better, or weren't interested. And as such, they're not in. They're playing like they're in, right? They're like, you're in, I'm in too. You better be careful being into around me. I heard someone make that reference. Okay, I'm a T800 and you be a T1000, or you be this and you be that. You know the problem with that? All of those lost. The T800 never lost. The T800 came back over and over and over again. So these backhanded compliments that some of these moles be giving their own people, upside down and backwards and shit, because they're backwards people. And then I'm not saying they're Muslims, because they'll tell you they're not Muslims. They'll say, we're not real Muslims. We're this and we're that. And we're perverting everything we possibly can because we don't give a fuck about nothing. And then the Muslims that accept that, they're making horrible mistakes in that regard, because their elders would definitely frown upon that shit. Their elders would be like, nope, you're jiggerbooing with them. And yeah, or making us look very bad and very stupid. Right? Okay. So anyway, some people read up and down. Some people read right to left. Some people read left to right. How do I know that? Well, because I have Mandarin in my family. No, I don't have Mandarin in my family. I don't. That could be some kind of monkey. Maybe I'm RH negative, right? Or maybe I only became in this world because of some injection that allowed me to survive in the womb of my mother. And maybe my mother is very RH negative. See? You don't want to play this game with me. Because we don't got no Reese's Pieces. We don't got no Reese's Pieces. Right? Some of us, we're spankings for real. Right? We're I buried it. Cat alone. Yeah. Some of us is, and some of us ain't. Right? Is you is, or is you ain't my baby? That's a pretty good one, right? Is you is, or is you ain't my baby? I wanna dance in your pants and do the jigger-boo with you, but you don't like when I call you a jigger-boo. See? This could get offensive. There's some girls, let me tell you, I heard this story. They're like, they will call you names while you do things with them. That's called race play. Some people don't like that. They're like, age play is totally fine, and This is totally okay. However, in race play, we don't like that. Don't be race playing with me. I don't like that shit. And then I say, you see that coon over there on the wall over there with the hammer? That's a Mario joke. Then he came and he shat on himself in front of people who were eating their food. Some of them senior citizens. And see, that's the problem with people around here, right? Some people think you're bullshitting, and they won't get it until you hurt them, or till you hurt their pockets, or till you prove the point. You can't half-ass it. Right? You can't pull out too soon, or they think you don't got no follow-through. Well, like he never follows through with anything. He's not going to do anything to us. He's not. Well, maybe I send my worker bees to bust your ass. Maybe I'm just waiting to move or waiting to get a better location, which they're available to me. And that's beautiful to know. That really makes me feel better. The same as right now, people that I care for very much are doing what they need to do for their health. And that was bothering me a whole lot, because to know that someone is suffering from certain ailments and also not taking their diabetic medicine and all these other things, I mean, that is awesome. It weighs heavy on the mind and the soul of anyone who cares. And the people who don't, you have to humble them. You have to teach them that the cremation of care is only for certain people. And everyone else, you ought to care, because if you don't, we're going to make you care. We're going to show you that you really care, even when you act like you don't. I don't care. Okay. I know how to make you care. I really do. You'll be like, why the fuck did we do this? Why did this happen? Right? The same as everyone else who steps on this particular snake the wrong way. See, that was a rattlesnake joke, right? You know what that was? That was a join or die joke. It's kind of like skate or die. And then Goonies, what we never say? We never say die. You know what that means? We never say more. You know why? Because we don't want to be no mo's. Right? We might want to be home owners, but we don't want to be no mo's. We don't want to be, right? Some of us are mojos. 6 and 5 is 11 and 2, right? 11 and 2 is 13. 13 is 4. 4 is 2. Right back to 1. That was order of operation. Don't ask me how I know. Because I said so, that's why. How about that? That's the reason. That's the only reason. Only just because I said so. How about that? So anyway, are you not entertained? Are we not having fun? Why are you entertaining, dude? She loved it. When I tell you there was a part of her that was so fucking on fire, that's what she was saying, right? You got me on fire. Like, my drawers are hot right now for you. And I'm trying to figure out how you like it. Like, whatever you want. I'm a reflection of you. And here goes my girlfriend right here. You know, I don't know that. That was your girlfriend. That's why I told her, you need these pineapples. And she walked right over to, I need pineapples. You're basically telling him that, I've smelled your poonie. Brittany, he's smart. He's smarter than you. Don't try to audit him. Don't try to audit him. Want to know why? Because I have Asperger's. And do you know what Asperger's is? It's a snake. From Great Britain. Think I'm lying? Think I'm lying? Maybe I'm lying. Oh my gosh, I'm lying. Woo. How many ways do I have to say the same shit to you over and over again before you understand what it is that I said? Because I can make the pirate songs and I can make the booty and I can make the girls act like boys and do the goodie. Right? Hell yeah. Some of these girls want to sing the nasty songs and they want to do the nasty too. They want to ride in the cabin and do a little stabbing and, you know, pirates gonna do what pirates do. Because we sail from port to port and we say tally-ho, and when we find the ho, we say, bitch, let's go. If she tries to sail the ship, then she better be a grip and she better wear clothes like a boy. Because if she dresses like a girl, then we'll leave her at the pearl. And, you know, we'll make the little young girl do the twirl. Better be careful, because this ain't children, not small children, not little kids. We protect them. I protect them. It's kind of what I'm proud of too. But you grown adults, you grown children, you adult children, right? Well, you know, around here, the age of maturity is kind of young, right? It's like the legal age of maturity is kind of young around here. You know, I prefer women that know what they're doing, and I'm not here to turn your daughters into anything that they're not prepared for ever. When I was that age, that was a different story. That when I was 16 years old, right, then I could do certain things and not feel so bad about it. However, as an adult, maybe I like to, I don't know, is it adultery or is it just adulting? Some of them it is adultery. Some of them it is adulting. I know plenty of people that are like, you know what? If you would just dirty my wife up, I will be happy to clean up after you. They don't know that. They don't know that some of you bad boys, you're just bad boys. They don't know that. Think I don't know about you dudes who like to clean up after, I don't know, y'all like American Pie. Y'all like pies in the face. I don't know that. I sure do. So anyway, it's tough to please everyone. Trust me, these women know that. It's not easy to please everyone. And, you know, being a monarch, being a king, you will also know that it's not easy to please everyone. Sometimes your townsfolk and your kinfolk, they will try to rebel until you show them, I am your leader. And you don't want to do that because the next territory over is mine too. And the territory after that, and the territory after that. And if it ain't mine, I know how to evangelize. I know how to convert them. I know how to converse and convert and change people's mind and make sure what's mine is mine. Right? And then, yeah, it's a fairy tale. No, it's not. It's not a fairy tale. This is based on a blue story. It's a true story, but it's a blue story. Right? And some people say, it's a blue movie, boo. It's a blue movie. Blue moon, A blue moon. Oh, once in a blue moon is a blue moon. A black moon is a black moon. A blue moon. What is a blue black? What is a blue black? What is a shiner? And why are there monkeys banging on the cymbals? Why do they play those cymbals? What is a cymbal? You don't know what your instrumentations are. You don't know how your instruments work. You don't know what are symbols. You don't know how to play the bells. You don't know how to play music in music class. You don't know how to play music instruments. And I like my girls. I like them. You know, they have to be able to play together, right? They have to be able to play a symphony together. It has to sound good. They have to follow directions. They have to, Some of them girls in them orchestra pits, they don't got no underwear on. Don't ask me how I know that. Some of them women, as they're performing, and they're blowing their horns, and they're playing their flutes, and they're playing their violins, they're sitting there, and they're creaming all over the place because of good vibrations and sweet sensations. Why ever would I, what do they say? When they go low, we go high. Not high, high. Told you, I'm the nutty professor right now. So anyway, I have things to do. Maybe I'll take it easy this evening. I don't know. I haven't decided. Probably not, though, right? This has been a recording on the topic of standards, standardization, repetition, competition, and petitions. This is every woman and every man too. They all want to be me. You can't be me though, and you can't see me neither. That's the problem for some of you. You can't see me. That's why you can't be me, because you can't see me. Black cuz black. I had a red and blue microdermal piercings under my left eye, man. And some dirtbag piece of shit. I mean, street. That's the thing. Some of these street dudes, they think they're so cool. They're running trains on girls that are a throwaway, Holmes. I mean, throw away. How do I know? Because I know some of them girls. I know most of them girls. That's how they try to come at me like, you look real stupid right now. We know them. We know. Oh, whatever. Right? They're trying to tell me. So I was on the trolley. One woman, she was mature, and she was just staring at me like, first I thought she was disgusted, but she was probably sitting on that damn trolley hot in her pants for real. Like, where the hell did he come from? They've been studying me for a long time in the city where I'm from. At the news tried to play me out a couple times. They tried to do a little thing where an Asian woman put her purse on a table. It was like, can you watch my purse? And then my girlfriend at the time about to go in her purse, and I told her, don't do that. See, way down there, there's a man holding a duffel bag with a damn camera, with a TV camera. And then I was telling her, like, people don't do this in real life. There's no way in life that this woman would ask us to watch her purse while she runs into Bed Bath & Beyond because she forgot something. And the whole shit was a news setup. I mean, she was even like, we can't fool you, huh? And I was like, actually, no, you can't. Nope, not at all. I told her, she was like, well, how do you know? I said, you see that man down there, way down there with that motherfucking camera? in that duffel bag. And she was like, "Yep, that's my camera person." And I was like, "Right." you know. And, and then I told her, in real life, this shit don't happen. There's no way you chose me to run. First thing first, that doesn't make any sense. Can you watch my purse while I run into Bed Bath & Beyond because I forgot something? Why would you not take your purse in there with you? Second thing second, why would you trust me with your purse? Third thing third, I mean, I see that dude over there with the damn camera. What the fuck is wrong with you? That happened in real life. I believe that was either 10, I think that was 10 News that did that. Right? And then there's this girl, her name is Marty, and she is she was trying to find Emerald City. See, I know how to play this game. I know how to go to the council meetings. I know how to do all that different shit. I know how to make sure my presence is felt. I know how to make sure I don't even have to go to those things. I don't have to go in those places. I really don't. I know how to play this game from right here without a problem. And when I tell you my voice travels, I mean my voice travels. If you can't see that, then that's your problem, not mine. I mean, but you know that already. That's why you want to dance with me. However, I already told you, you don't know how to dance. You ain't no friend of mine, because, my friends, they know who's their daddy. And, they tend to be very, very respectful at all times because they know that I'm very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So, in what was that movie? Dangerous Minds? That's another one, right? See, sometimes we're playing that game. Sometimes we're playing Freedom Riders. Sometimes we're playing Dangerous Minds, right? And as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's so much more to do. And that's wonderful. If I felt like my life was going nowhere, or if I felt like I couldn't accomplish my goals, or that all of my dreams could not come true, then why in the hell would I want to play this game? I wouldn't. However, I know for a fact that my company is too big to fail. And I know that there are people who, as soon as I reach certain points, certain milestones, certain achievements, they're going to be more than willing to invest in my company. They're going to be more than willing to help me to be the high achiever that I already am. However, there are people that feel like it is my duty to please the booty. No, there are people that believe that it's my duty to not just help black people, but to also help white people, and to also help Asians, and to also help Mongolians, right? Because we're controlling something, and I'm the leader of the new school and the old school, both. And as such, this is an opportunity. It is a revolution. It is an intellectual revolution. It is an opportunity to decide whose side you want to be on. And then I control both sides. And eventually, the cleanup crew will show up. And when the cleanup crew shows up, because you're the one to clean up or whatever the hell it is, when the cleanup crew shows up, then you're going to say, he told us this. He was not in any way bullshitting about any of what he said. All right. I'm pretty sure that when I lived over there on Pennsylvania Avenue, right? That's where the White House is supposed to be, right? Pennsylvania Avenue. That's Chocolate City, all right, or whatever. Anyway, when I lived there, I made sure they knew I was about to crack. And everything went exactly the way I said it would, especially once I left. Right? Which means very soon, I'm going to have to say MIC. See you soon. K-E-Y. Why? Because I love you. M-O-U-S-E. See? M-O-U-S-E. Pretty cool, huh? However, some of y'all don't got no mojos. Y'all don't got no mojos. Y'all too busy putting glazed donuts and shit next to my car. Why? Because I throw up the pitchfork. I know how to throw up that 6-point star too. I really do. I know how to throw up that 5-star too, right? You take your two hands and then you throw up that the hook'em horns, right? And then you merge them together, pinkies in the air, like you just don't care. And then you throw up the stars, the 5-star. Right? However, that star in certain people's religion belongs to a Yamaya. That's why you're having such problems. Some of you don't know how to do this. You don't know how to play this game. Right? But I know how to throw up the 5-star. I know how to throw up that 6-star too. Right? So you'll take your pitchforks and you shouldn't say it that way, but you take those and then you take your pointer fingers and you touch your knuckles and then you put your middle fingers together and then you take the fingers that don't move on their own so terribly well, you put those together and then you take your pinkies and you touch them and then you take your thumbs and you touch them and you throw it up. So I'm a gang expert. How do I know how to do these things? Oh, he watches TV. He's on the internet on Gangs RS or whatever the fuck. He's watching Gangs Plus on the internet. No, that's how you learn that shit. Okay, listen to this. I know how to write the GD alphabet when I was in Rancho del Campo. So I was probably 14 years old when I learned that particular alphabet. So anyway, keep putting glazed donuts next to my car. Like that shit matters to me any. Because y'all are scared of Freemasons. I promise. Most of you. That's your problem. You're scared of that particular star. And he'll say, that's them damn Jewish people. And then you pay attention because you notice that the compass in the square is a 6-pointed star, and it scares the shit out of you, right? And then you say, well, we've got Eastern stars, and there's a star in the east, and it's upside down. It's inverted pentagram, and it's a 5-star. And then they'll say, do you see the colors of your necklaces? And you don't see the colors of my necklaces, right? So that might mean that, I don't know, I'm a shining star. Don't you go away. Okay, I got one more before I go. And I'm only doing this because I've been to an Eddie Griffin show, right? So I seen he does that. And then he'll tell you, he was like, man, you got the early show tickets and I'm sorry about that, because if you just pay for the late show, I will stand here all night and keep going. I can do this. I watched a transgender person get very upset with Eddie Griffin, get up, walk out the show, all that, because he was telling very, very harsh jokes. That person didn't think it was funny at all. He was in a city that is controlled by gay people. San Diego is controlled by gay people. I don't know if you know that or not, but it is. And you'll think I don't know what my chain or what colors my, you think you're fooling me. What is it? You think you know something about me that I don't know about myself, or that I don't know about you? You should learn to read and write before you disrespect me, because maybe I already know. So anyway,